At the bottom.
You were comparing yourself, not just voluntarily. You were asked the question between yourself and Edward, and somebody asked you what guys could learn from Edward, and the first thing you said was they could learn to be quiet and be more mysterious. And do you do that in your personal life? Because right now you're being interviewed 75,000 times a day.
Yeah, no, I've never done that.
Never, me neither.
Yeah, and that's you realize when you
so bad with girls because of that. You're just like the whole story just spills.
Yeah, I know.
out,
And literally,
right?
I mean, you end up like I get so many instances where people are saying like, I know. Whenever you say something, my general response is they always know already because I've told them my entire life story in 2 days. I can't stop speaking.
And if pressed, you could probably come up with 2 or 3 things about them, maybe.
Yeah, half the time I don't even remember people's names.
Right.
Like when I've known them for weeks.
And they know everything about you.
Yeah, definitely.
I think that makes you and I self-centered. That's awesome. Cool. No, I don't think you're not. You can't be. You can't be to be able to do what you do, especially with this character. And I haven't seen it yet. It's acting, but you have to have empathy to be a good actor, don't you?
Yeah, you have empathy, but you don't necessarily have to show anyone. It's hidden empathy.
Hidden empathy. You also said that you were somewhat like Edward in that when you kiss, you tend to go crazy, overboard.
There's things like that come out when you're talking to crowds of screaming 14-year-old girls.
That's why I'm using them against you now.
And when it comes out of context, it's like.
Is that pandering then? Like when I kiss, I go crazy.
Yeah, I know. You try and think of if you make any answer go longer than 20 seconds, then like people are like. And so you have to get a
So
sound.
you don't go crazy when you kiss like Edward? Is that what you're saying?
Well, not all the time.
Okay. Have you noticed the fickleness of teen girls that they've gone from saying, "Hey, there's Cedric," to "Hey, oh my God, it's Edward"?
There was definitely a day when it changed. But I mean, there's something about this book that it really hasn't let up. There was a period where I thought when there was so much hype and everything, but I thought, these people, suddenly the attention will go from positive to negative, and then I'm done. That's my career done. Right. I'm still worried about that, but it's lasting a lot longer than I thought it would. The positives.
You're fine. I think you're going to be all right, especially when they're talking. Someone's talking about doing 3 of these or 4 of these.
Yeah, I hope so. If I'm just sort of, I know I'd hate to be like a dartboard for a teenage girl's sort of hates.
That doesn't happen very often.
It does sometimes. I think it does. I think when girls decide to change their mind, it's like done.
From the best to the automatically the worst.
Immediately, it can take like 20 minutes. They just need to get told. The only reason they changed was that Stephanie Meyer said that she supported me. So
that's all it took.
I know the whole fan base. Any guy who is having trouble with girls just get Stephanie Meyer.
That's all you need.
Yeah.
That's all you need, and that's why you auditioned. Or you she's a cool, gritty kind of director, which made it cool. Is that what you're thinking? You were going to be doing some small indie film called Twilight?
Definitely. I'd seen Catherine. I saw I'd seen 13 and Lords of Dogtown and stuff.
Yeah.
And just thought, she doesn't make big teen like commercial movies.
Right.
So and it's a vampire movie. And I was just thinking like, how is she going to do that?
Right.
And Kristen as well. Kristen doesn't do big movies. Right. So I kind of went into it thinking that.
Stephanie said her one departure from the first cut was that she thought the kiss between you and Kristen was way too passionate for a couple so early on in their relationship, and they've since edited that back. Did you see it both ways? Did you see it all the way and then all the way back the other way?
Yeah, I thought it was the other way that they edited it for. They're relatively similar, to be honest.
Really?
In fact, Kristen is wearing less clothes than the one which is in the final cut.
Really?
So I think that kind of...
Which is awkward when you're friends.
Yeah, it's like before she was like wearing like pajamas or something, and then in the actual thing she's like hardly wearing anything.
Wow.
So yeah, that was... I don't know how that tones it down.
That's what was said though. That's what she said, that the first cut, that was her major thing, was that we have to tame down that first kiss.
Oh, I haven't actually seen the final cut, so maybe they have toned it.
Oh, you haven't?
Okay.
This company that made the movie, got a wrap? Okay. This company that made the movie Summit, I don't know if you knew this going in, but they've never made a movie that grossed more than $25 million, and that's what this movie is supposed to do on the very first weekend. So this is like new territory for everybody. Did you know that going in? Like that there was a, I don't know if being from England, if you knew who Summit was.
I knew they were a new studio, and they're like a medium-sized studio, and they're also releasing tons and tons of stuff at the moment. They're trying to get things going, but and they're definitely centered around not massive budgets, like star-driven things. But I don't even think Summit had any idea what this was when they were doing it, like any idea, because we could feel them. Like after we shot it, and it all started happening after we shot it, and they were trying to. You could feel everybody like scrambling to like reorganize their whole publicity campaign because no one had any idea what it was.
And everything. Bring in the cubicles, hire people. We've got to get. There's a good chance there's going to be growing pains on this. Probably already have been.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it was strange because like, even setting it up, it was always an outside chance. I mean, for the sequels. I mean, it wasn't like okay, and we're doing the sequel at this point. Yeah, it's like we kind of signed on for sequels, but it was just completely dependent on whether it does well.
Thank you so much. It's been terrific. Nice to meet you. Do you think you'll marry an American girl or a British girl? If you had to guess.
Ooh. Oh, I couldn't say. I have no idea.
Okay.